Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for joining us. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to the family. Make sure to stick around because today's update is going to be incredibly important for millions of South Africans relying on SASSA grants. Yes, we are diving deep into the latest and most important news you need to know about the SASSA grant payment dates for May, June, and July 2025. We're going to make sure you know exactly when to expect your money, how to check your payment schedule easily, and what other changes or updates you need to be aware of. So grab your cup of coffee, sit back, and let's walk through everything together because trust me, you do not want to miss a single detail. Starting off, the South African Social Security Agency, better known as SASSA, has just released the official payment schedule for the coming months of May, June, and July 2025. And let me tell you, this is one of the most highly anticipated updates of the season. Whether you are receiving an older person's grant, a disability grant, a child support grant, or even the Social Relief of Distress (SRD) grant, the information we are about to share will directly impact when you can expect your funds to hit your account. With economic pressures still affecting households across the country, knowing your payment dates ahead of time is not just a convenience, it's a necessity for proper planning, budgeting, and managing daily expenses. Now, before we dive into the specific dates, let's take a quick moment to appreciate how important the SASSA grants are. For millions, these grants are the backbone of their financial stability. They help parents put food on the table, help grandparents cover their medical expenses, and ensure that families can survive and even thrive through tough economic times. Each month, the distribution of these grants creates a ripple effect throughout the economy, supporting local businesses, markets, transportation services, and more. This is why knowing your grant schedule isn't just personal news, it's national news. Alright, let's get into the details you came here for. For May 2025, the SASSA grant payments are set to begin rolling out as follows. Older persons grants, which include any linked grants such as Grant in Aid, will be paid out first. You can expect those funds to land on Thursday, May 2nd, 2025. That's right. May 2nd is the big day for all seniors and recipients connected to the Older Persons Program. It's important to note that if you're linked to a bank account, your payment should reflect on that date or shortly thereafter, depending on the bank's processing times. If you collect your money from pay points or retailers, you should also be able to access your funds from that date onward. Moving on, disability grants are next. Those payments are scheduled for Friday, May 3rd, 2025. Once again, that includes linked grants like the Grant in Aid for disability recipients. Same rules apply. Bank deposits might show immediately or within a day or two. And for physical collection, you'll be good to go starting that Friday. Finally, all other grants, including child support grants, foster child grants, and care dependency grants, will be paid out beginning Monday, May 6th, 2025. This 3-day phased approach ensures that the payment system is not overwhelmed and that recipients can access their funds smoothly without long waits or system crashes. Now, let's talk about June 2025. June follows a similar pattern, but there's a slight adjustment to accommodate the public holidays. Older persons grants will be paid on Monday, June 3rd, 2025, so mark your calendars for that Monday. For disability grants, the scheduled payment date is Tuesday, June 4th, 2025. And finally, all other grants will be paid out from Wednesday, June 5th, 2025. Again, it's a neat, organized system that keeps the flow manageable for everyone involved, from recipients to retailers to banks and SASSA offices. Now, for July 2025, and listen closely because there are some shifts you'll want to note. Older persons grants will be paid on Tuesday, July 2nd, 2025. Disability grants will then be released on Wednesday, July 3rd, 2025, and all the other grants will be accessible starting Thursday, July 4th, 2025. That's the full layout for the next 3 months, giving you a reliable roadmap to plan your finances effectively. But we're just getting started because now we need to discuss the best ways to check your specific payment schedule. Remember, while these are the national rollout dates, individual cases may sometimes experience slight variations. Always double check to be safe. Fortunately, SASSA has made it easier than ever to verify your grant status and payment dates. You can use the official SASSA website, which has an easy-to-navigate portal for status checks. You simply input your ID number and phone number, and within seconds, you'll get all the details you need. There's also the SASSA WhatsApp service. Just save their official number, send a message with your ID, and you'll receive an automated update on your payment. For those who prefer voice services, SASSA also operates a toll-free helpline. You can dial 0800 60 10 11 during business hours to speak with a representative. Alternatively, if you live near a SASSA office or local community center that partners with SASSA, they often have physical schedules posted where you can check your payment dates in person. It's always smart to cross-verify your information through multiple channels, especially during busy seasons when the system might be overloaded. Now, let's talk about some important reminders because missing a payment day can cause a lot of unnecessary stress. First, ensure your banking information is up to date. Many delays in receiving grants are caused by old or incorrect bank account details. If you have changed your bank recently, immediately update your information with SASSA either through their online portal or at an office. Also, remember that SASSA does not ask for banking information over the phone or email unsolicited. Always be cautious of scams and only update your personal details through official channels. Speaking of scams, it's really important to stay vigilant. Every month, especially around payment days, scams targeting grant recipients spike dramatically. Always remember that SASSA will never send you links asking you to verify your grant through an unknown website. If you receive suspicious SMSs, calls, or emails, report them directly to SASSA or the authorities. Protect your grant information like you would protect your bank PIN. Another hot topic we need to touch on is the extension and eligibility of the SRDR 370 grant. Originally introduced during the pandemic, the Social Relief of Distress grant has been extended several times to continue supporting unemployed South Africans. As of now, the government has confirmed that the SRD grant will continue through at least March 2026. If you are a recipient or plan to apply, remember that the SRD grant operates on a month-to-month approval basis, meaning you must reconfirm your application every month on the SASSA website. Failure to reconfirm could delay or even forfeit your payment for that month. Let's now pivot slightly and talk about grant increases. Earlier this year, Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana announced modest increases across all SASSA grants to help counteract the rising cost of living. Older persons grants, disability grants, and care dependency grants all saw an increase of 90 Rand, and child support grants saw a smaller increase of 30 Rand. These increases took effect in April 2025. So when you receive your May, June, and July payments, the higher amounts should already be reflected. This increase, although modest, is intended to help grant recipients manage higher prices for food, transportation, and utilities. For parents receiving the Child Support Grant, it's worth noting that SASSA has introduced a top-up grant for orphans in the care of relatives. If you are a caregiver for an orphan child, you might qualify for additional assistance on top of the standard child support grant. Be sure to inquire at your local SASSA office if you think you might be eligible, because every extra Rand counts when raising a child. Also, let's not forget about the Grant in Aid program. This is a smaller grant available to those who already receive an older person's disability or war veterans grant, but require regular support from another person to care for themselves. The grant in aid payment has also been adjusted upwards this year. If your health has changed and you find yourself in need of permanent support, applying for the grant in aid could provide a crucial financial boost. Another important update is around payment collection methods. More recipients than ever are using their SASSA Gold cards to collect payments directly from ATMs or at retailers like ShopRite, Checkers, Pick n Pay, Boxer, and Spar. If you have a SASSA Gold card, remember that it's valid until the expiration date printed on the card. Despite rumors, the SASSA Gold card remains a fully functional and secure method of accessing your grant. And if your card is due to expire soon, SASSA is rolling out a program to issue new cards without disrupting your payment schedule. Check with your nearest post office or SASSA branch if your card is close to expiration. As we continue, let's address some common FAQs that people have around SASSA payments. One frequent question is, what happens if my payment doesn't reflect on the scheduled date? First, don't panic. Bank processing times can vary, and sometimes there's a delay of 24 to 48 hours, especially if weekends or public holidays are involved. Always wait at least 48 hours before raising a concern with SASSA. If the delay stretches longer, contact their call center or visit a SASSA office with your ID and SASSA card to lodge an official inquiry. Another question, can someone else collect my grant on my behalf? The answer is yes, but only if you have made prior arrangements with SASSA, like appointing a procurator or providing legal authorization. It's a safety measure to protect recipients, especially vulnerable individuals. Unauthorized collection is illegal and can be prosecuted. Now, let's address those receiving grants through mobile money platforms. If you opted to receive your SASSA grant through a mobile wallet like e-wallet or CashSend, please note that you must ensure your mobile number is active and in your name. If you lose your SIM card or change numbers without updating SASSA, your payment may be delayed or returned. Keep your contact information current and safe. Before we wrap up, I want to touch on an inspiring point. Every month, SASSA grants don't just help families survive. They help communities build resilience. Micro-entrepreneurs start businesses. Kids stay in school because transport and lunch costs are covered. Elderly citizens can access better health care. These grants have ripple effects that create positive change, and every single payment cycle matters. That's why being informed and prepared is so crucial. Alright friends, we've covered a ton of important information today. The exact payment dates for May, June, and July 2025, how to check your payment schedule, key reminders to avoid missing your payments, the grant increases, how to protect yourself from scams, and even the future of the SRD grant. Remember, information is power. Share this video with your family, your friends, your community groups, anyone who might benefit from staying up to date with this SASSA grant information. It's a small action that could make a huge difference in someone's month. And that brings us to the end of today's update. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. If you found this video helpful, please smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people who need this information. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on those notification bells so you never miss another important update. We'll be here every step of the way with the latest news, guides, and updates to keep you informed and empowered. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and as always, stay informed.